What is going on, everyone? This is Abyss271, and this is my one reaction to the top 10 same-sex couples in anime from Anime America. I will be starting the video in 3, 2, 1, now.
This video has been sponsored by the Amino app. I was asked to take a look at this app that I have heard from other sites and decided to give it a shot myself. Amino is an app that brings certain fandom communities together. No matter what you're into, there's bound to be a page for it while hosting thousands of fans who all share the same things you like. I wanted to see if there was a page for Sailor Moon, and sure enough, here it is. A page with thousands of fans sharing their own ideas, fan theories, art, memes, and so much more. There was even a contest for anyone to create their own Sailor Scout, and I was actually tempted to enter myself.
I wonder if there's one for Boku no Hero.
You can join, and you get to meet other fans of your favorite shows. It's a pretty cool way to make new friends and hang out with other fans who share the same likes as you do. If you're interested, be sure to download the app and start looking for your favorite fan pages today. You can find me under the username Anime America Podcast, and there's actually a gif of me spewing rainbows from my mouth. I like it.
Boku no Pico, that's what it was. Boku no Pico. I wonder if there's one for Boku no Pico. There we go.
And now a brief history in the art of amateur publication, also known as doujinshi.
In 1885, during the Meiji period, many groups of like-minded literature fans came together to produce their own work and publish their creations in their own magazines, some of which are still being made today.
After World War II, manga doujin started to appear as a means for artists to make their professional debut. This format changed in the coming decades, from doujin groups forming as school clubs and the like. This growing fad of creating your own stories featuring your favorite characters basically created a massive market for them, and thus the famous convention Comiket was born in 1975.
While all of this was going on, a handful of manga artists were publishing their own stories featuring same-sex couples in the early 1970s. This then began a popular trend in the doujin community to take two characters from a popular series that just happen to have the same gender and pair them up in a steamy relationship. This new and growing trend paved the way for all new sorts of material in the anime community. Thus, the new anime genres yaoi and yuri were born.
As the years rolled by, however, a lot of these stories were made only to feed the demographics' fantasy, as a good chunk of them would feature hot, steamy romance scenes. Not that there's anything wrong with these kinds of guilty pleasures, but it sure put an interesting image out on how the vast media and audience viewed same-sex
I wonder if those
couples.
two
No matter
females
the
from
story,
Revolutionary
the
Go
intense drama, or the
Utena
circumstances
is
our
gonna make the
characters had to
list.
face, if the anime featured a same-sex couple as the leads of the show, chances are it was automatically seen as just a yaoi or yuri, which then makes the vast audience deem each story as nothing more than adult fan service.
This doesn't really seem fair to us, so we're going to do our part to highlight the best same-sex couples who actually have healthy relationships with their partners and have interesting stories attached to them. Let's bring a new light to these stories and show that these couples are more than just fan
couple
service
from
tropes.
that one
But
Sailor
before we
Moon
get
series
started, let's go
is
over
makes
our
the list.
conditions. For one
The one that
thing,
was like
we
so
won't
controversial,
include
it wasn't
fan
like
theories. So to
aired
all
in
of
the
you who are about
dub.
to suggest
Like if they were, I
Naruto
think
and
they were like
Sasuke,
nephews or
you do
something in the
realize they have
Japanese,
wives and
but they
children now,
completely removed
right?
that in
We're
the English
also only
dub.
going to be choosing pairs that are official. Regardless of one's feelings towards the other, we have to know that they are in a confirmed relationship. So to all of you Toru and Kobayashi fans, sorry.
And with all of that covered, let's get this list started. Here is Anime America's top 10 best same-sex couples in anime. Number 10. We honestly couldn't choose between these two. As the three of us were going over these two, we just couldn't pick which relationship was better. So, ¿por qué no los dos? Dee and Ryo from Fake, and Shion and Izumi from Number 6. While these couples have different stories and circumstances,
Never heard of
the
this
dynamic of the
anime
relationships
before.
are practically the same. Ryo and Dee are New York cops who have to deal with a bunch of nasty cases. Gangsters shooting up the place, local psychos blowing up buildings, pedophiles kidnapping children and severing their hands to add to their collection. What am I reading?
What?
But yeah, they deal with some pretty messed up cases. Even in the one OVA special they have, when they travel to Europe for a vacation, they just can't seem to catch a break. But even with all of the crap they go through and the trauma they each endured as kids, they are able to stay sane and healthy through the relationship they formed with each other. As with Shion and Neizumi, they're both victims of the status quo. Soon after a massive war pretty much destroyed the world, 6 capsule states were formed to protect those who had survived. Shion is an elite student living in the 6th state who got in trouble for helping a young man who was deemed a terrorist named Neizumi. Because of his choice to help the young man, his status as an elite was removed, and he and his mother were relocated to a poorer side of the state. To repay the favor, Neizumi finds Shion years later to save him from his troubled fate as the world faces a new form of threat.
What? Wow.
Yeah, let's just say Mother Nature is pissed. While trying to bring light to the situation, fighting the system, and avoiding these freaky bugs eating people from the inside out, this is another relationship formed by their extreme circumstances. Even with the world around them testing them to their limits, Ryo and D and Shion and Neizumi can fight the odds and stand strong as long as they have each other.
Number 9. Krista and Ymir from Attack on Titan. While not as blatant as some of the other relationships on this list, part of what is great about Ymir and Krista is the subtlety of their relationship. It was honestly one of the best things about season 2 of Attack on Titan.
that
In the
much
first
of Attack
season,
on
it was
Titan.
joked
I've only
around
seen the
that
first
Ymir's
season,
going to make Krista the perfect
and
little
I don't
waifu, and
remember
everybody was
them
mildly
being a big
heartbroken because
focus
they all
on the
want
first
Krista
season.
to be their waifu. Step off, boys. This girl may be a tiny titan, but she'll still kick your ass. It's easy to shrug off that Ymir going after Krista is more for the pursuit of the Historia family name and what that would mean for the Titans. What starts as Ymir protecting Krista merely for her namesake turns into so much more. It turns into soldiers on the battlefield protecting each other. It turns into people who genuinely care about each other, wanting to grow and protect what they care about. It's a very powerful relationship that proves that love can bloom even on the battlefield.
Number 8. The story of magical girl meets boy. Boy falls in love with magical girl's brother. This is accepted and they live happily ever after. The heroine of Cardcaptor Sakura, Sakura Kinomoto, was in love with Yukito Tsukishiro. Sakura had been enamored with Yukito since her brother Toya brought him to their home the first day Yukito transferred into his school.
Cardcaptor is such a classic anime that needs to be watched by more people.
After Toya sacrifices magical powers in order to spare Yukito's life, Yukito confesses to Sakura that he deeply cares for Toya, who he calls his number 1. Yukito is aware of Sakura's feelings for him and encouraged her to reassess.
It's been ages since
Instead
I've
of
seen
falling into
Cardcaptor, so
anger
I
in
don't
the face of
remember
rejection,
this
Sakura
moment.
accepts this. Yukito and Toya are just the purest. They are affectionate, supportive, and care about each other so much. I can see where they are coming from. Although their relationship
I would probably agree, you know, if I actually, you know, remember, you know,
their love for each other
if I remember these kinds of moments from the series. I need to watch it. I need to rewatch it again and refresh my memory on this because I don't remember this watching it for the first time, from the first time.
But this eventually takes too great of a toll on Sakura. Sakura is unable to continue being Yue's provider, which threatens the existence of not only him, but Yukito by extension. Toya comes to sacrifice his powers entirely to Yue in order to prevent Yukito from disappearing. This sort of selflessness illustrates the lengths to which love may drive somebody. The care between Toya and Yukito was enough to change fate. It was believed by the Master of the Cloud that Sakura would be the one Yukito comes to love most, but unforeseen circumstances changed all of that. Yukito and Toya's love for each other rewrote destiny, making this pair an incredibly dynamic duo, and I wouldn't expect any less from Clamp's soul pairing. Number 7. Izumi and Ryoma from Love Stage. A very peculiar setup that actually presented an interesting challenge for our main couple. Ryoma had a huge crush on a girl he worked with when he was a child for a commercial. With her cute expressions and beautiful eyes, Ryoma knew he wanted to see this girl again one day. Well, the day actually comes 10 years later as the company who produced the commercial wanted to remake the commercial for its 10-year anniversary, thus giving Ryoma another chance to see his childhood crush once again. Well, he gets the chance and professes his feelings, only to find out that this sweet little girl is actually A boy! Of course, Ryoma freaks out and doesn't want to see Izumi ever again, but he can't get him out of his mind. Can Ryoma move forward and still form some sort of relationship with the man who's still the sweetheart he fell for? Actually, yes. He comes to terms with his feelings and wants to form a relationship while getting to know Izumi and helping him with his goals. Even if Izumi's goal is a bit awkward, as he wants to be a manga artist despite how he barely has any artistic talent, Ryoma goes above and beyond to help him with his dream while showing his support. Love Stage shows the wonderful yet awkward stages of a blossoming relationship, and with how accepting and supportive both of them are for each other, this is a relationship that can surely last for a lifetime.
Number 6. Yukina Ko and Kisa Shoda from Sekai Ichi Hatsukoi. The interesting thing about their relationship is, well, Kisa kind of fell for Yukina because of his looks. I am not even kidding. Kisa used to be, what's the nicest way to put this? A fuckboy. Kisa would literally find people that he just found attractive and was like, cool, I'll sleep with you, why not? And he kind of had those thoughts about Yukina for a while. But the precious little cinnamon roll wormed his way into Kisa's heart and made this very cynical man decide, no chance, no way, I won't say it, no. Give up, give it, check the queen, you're in love. The entirety of this relationship is Kisa learning to trust Ko and learning to trust the fact that he does genuinely love him, because somebody that beautiful could never fall for a 30-year-old editor past his prime. But everything that Yukina does is for Kisa. Everything that he does is to show him that Kisa can change, that Kisa can look into a relationship and see more than just a pretty face. That's what's so touching about their relationship. It helps them learn that love is more than just skin deep.
Number 5. Seriously, no. I mean, you do realize they only became a couple because they were under Barrel's control, right? That immediately after the spell was broken, Senshi X Shitano forever, guys. But if we can cover a consensual relationship that actually did work, there we go. Haruka and Michiru, also known as Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune from Sailor Moon. I could go on and on about how Naoko supposedly wanted more Yuri in her story, with Seiya falling in love with Usagi and Rei forming a sudden relationship with Minako, you know, because she really hates Senshi X Shitano fans. But the one same-sex relationship in the show that felt very natural, warm, and loving was Uranus and Neptune. In the original story, Uranus and Neptune are guardians protecting the border outside the Milky Way to make sure there were no intruders outside their system. The Deathbusters just barely make it through their forces, so they have to go to Earth and clean up the damages they feel is their responsibility. A much better explanation compared to the first anime adaptation, when they just flat out treated the other scouts like they were children who wouldn't be able to handle an apocalypse. Bitch, please, I took down Queen Beryl and the Death Phantom. Don't at me. But it was clear that this would be one of their most serious and deadliest cases, so Uranus and Neptune stick together to fight against this deadly threat. Whether they treat others like
crap. Now I'm starting to question myself on is this the same controversial couple from Sailor Moon that both of them were like cousins or nephews in the Japanese, but will remove that entirely in the US?
I still get teary-eyed watching this scene from the
Is
Sailor
this the
Star
same
Saga.
couple? I don't
There
even
they are, slowly fading away as
it
they
is,
gather
I'm
whatever
not
strength
sure.
they have
I'm
left just
doubting
to hold
myself
on to
now.
each other for the final time, until they come back to life, but you get the picture. No matter what lies ahead of them, Uranus and Neptune will stand together and fight the odds while fighting for each other.
Number 4. Kureha and Ginkgo from Yuri Kuma. Saying this show is a little
Don't
over
know
the
much
top
about Yuri
is an
Kuma.
understatement. A huge understatement. And yet, in this bizarre show full of Lolita bears and whatever is happening
What
here,
the heck?
a fascinating romance is unveiled towards the end of the series. A young female bear is found injured in the snowy field by a young girl named Kureha.
Oh, anime
The two
can be
of them
so
form
weird
a wonderful
sometimes.
friendship that is instantly put on the spot by the two battling societies. Kureha begs the three councilmen Don't ask me how they appear, they're just bear gods that basically watch over everything. She asks if Ginkgo can become a human so she can be happy in her world. This request intrigues the council as they wish to put their relationship to the ultimate test. They erase any memory Kureha had of Ginkgo, which now makes her scared of bears. And it doesn't help that a bear killed Kureha's mother shortly before all this happened, so now Kureha hates all bears and vows to kill them all. It really doesn't make things easy for Ginkgo, to be sure, but she's determined to get her friend back and take their relationship to the next level. Towards the end of the series, Kureha finally remembers Ginkgo and decides to make a new wish to the council bears and the ultimate Moe goddess bear.
I need to watch this anime series. I ain't gonna lie, this one's intriguing.
To never leave Ginkgo's side, she decides to become a bear herself. Our couple is reunited, and they live happily ever after.
What?
Oh. Well, whether you believe they made it to the new world, or heaven, at least, these two are at peace and can finally be happy together. With all the crap
I kind of wish they didn't show that. I don't know, that seems spoiler territory for me. Could be wrong on that. I mean, maybe it's like out of context or something.
Number 3. Utena Tenjo and Anthy Hanamiya are nothing if not a couple. Both Utena and Anthy seem to be polar opposites whose personalities are at odds with each other.
I've only seen like 3 to 4 episodes of this series, and it's pretty good for what I've seen so far.
Anthy, in contrast, is classically feminine.
I didn't think I would enjoy this anime series as much as I am enjoying it so far.
It's a classic prince and princess story, but with 2 cute girls. The 2 girls grow closer together as Utena fights to keep her fiancé by her side. There are many who try to interfere with their relationship, as Anthy grants whomever possesses her the power of Dios and the ability to revolutionize the world. Even our 2 heroines work against each other, with Utena being manipulated by Anthy's brother Akio, as well as Anthy betraying Utena in order to please Akio. Basically, Akio is a huge problem. Utena sacrifices herself for Anthy still, showing her love to be unconditional. Utena no longer resides in their world, but Anthy realizes her errors and, as a free woman, leaves Otori Academy to search for Utena. Love is not perfect. Sometimes the people you love can wrong you in ways you never thought possible. Sometimes there are outside influences working against the relationship people have. Utena and Anthy go to show that in the face of adversity, forgiveness and love will trump it in the end.
Number 2. Yuki Eri and Shuichi Shindo from Gravitation. While some would argue that Yuki is pretty abusive towards Shuichi, in our eyes it all relies on context. As I said in my review of Gravitation, this is a show featuring the struggles modern relationships have to endure in regards to their reputation and careers. How the naive Shuichi wants to form a relationship and live happily ever after, but many obstacles begin to pop up that makes his life even more difficult. Yuki's family constantly stepping in to push Shuichi away, a competing band using the relationship and Yuki's dark past as a means to ruin Shuichi's future, and not to mention Yuki's own personal trauma constantly stopping them from having a happy relationship. A lot of shows will feature obstacles for each couple to face, but that just tests their limits and makes their relationship stronger. Gravitation shows that relationships are not easy. There's compromise, patience, and changing circumstances that can put a strain on any relationship, to which I believe Gravitation brilliantly showcases the trials and tribulations numerous couples have to face.
I need to rewatch this series. It's been like
tragic past, which affects his relationship
10 years since I've seen this series.
Is a younger version
Maybe
of himself
no, it wasn't 7.
So he's
it's
not
be
only
8 to
irritated
9.
to see such untainted naivete, but also doesn't want to watch Shuichi suffer despite how badly he wants to be happy. He comes to terms with his feelings and actually wants to stay with Shuichi, but feels that Shuichi will only suffer more if they're together. Shuichi, however, won't let him go that easily, as he almost gives up his career just to be by Yuki's side. He loves him to the point that he's willing to do what it takes to make Yuki smile. It's a challenging future for these two, but as long as they love each other, they're willing to face the future in each other's arms. Before we move forward, here are some honorable mentions.
Don't know that one. Or that one. Or that one. Who did this? I haven't seen it. People keep telling me it's amazing, but I don't know. I've heard of this one, haven't seen it. Don't know that one. Heard of it, but haven't seen it. Don't know that one. Don't know that one. I don't watch much yaoi or yuri.
And the number one best same-sex couple in anime is... Well, you knew Utena and Gravitation would make the list since we featured them on our list for the top 10 most romantic couples in anime. And you're probably wondering who could top them if they didn't place the list themselves. Well, keep in mind, this show came out over a year after we made that list. You should know by now, so let's break the ice, shall we?
Yeah.
Yuri Katsuki and Viktor Nikiforov from Yuri on Ice.
I can see where she's coming from with this.
Okay, let's just address the comments right now. It's Shonen Ai, guys. They're just really good friends who have a strong platonic relationship. I'm sorry, but that was a kiss. They are engaged, and they push their beds together whenever they're in a hotel together. You can believe that they're in a relationship or not, and that's fine, but we here are going by our findings and by what the show presents. Yuri and Victor are in a confirmed relationship and have one of the strongest and healthiest relationships ever produced in anime. If we did remake our list of the most romantic couples in anime, these two could seriously make it to the top just by how amazing their bond really is. Yuri admired Victor from afar and wanted to skate with him one day. Once he was about to retire for good, Victor finds a video of him skating to one of his old routines and sees the amazing potential he really has. Thus, Victor suddenly decides to take a break from his career and become Yuri's coach. From this point onwards, a loving relationship starts to blossom. Victor will be blunt and honest to get Yuri to his full potential as Yuri starts to become a more focused and confident individual. Through their time together and with every step Yuri takes, Victor can't help but feel such joy and pride towards him. There are times when Yuri feels undeserving of such attention and he feels he's only holding Victor back. But Victor makes it clear that he refuses to move forward without him. This show proves that these two are inseparable on the ice and in their hearts. They appreciate each other's time together and become instantly happy whenever they're together.
I need to rewatch this series
how
again.
Wonderful and healthy their relationship really
Not
is.
that I haven't
they were
forgotten
born
anything.
to make history, and
Not
that's
that I have
exactly what they
forgotten
did. For
a
a
lot of
wonderful
the stuff in the
partnership to
anime or
grow with
anything,
such
but
confidence,
I just need to
passion,
just
and
rewatch
joy for
it
each
again,
other,
you know, maybe
we wholeheartedly believe
have
that
a
Yuri
better
and Victor
appreciation
make the
for
best
this
same-sex
anime.
couple in anime.
Because sometimes you don't appreciate an anime the first time around and you miss some
I'm sure
stuff
the
here
comment
and
section
there.
will be interesting, but why not? There's always been a big debate over Yuri and Victor's relationship, so let's just have a fun discussion about it in the comment section down below. Also, be sure to leave a comment down below telling us your favorite same-sex couple in anime and why. You can even tell us who's your favorite couple in general, whether they be same-sex or not. Love is love, and everyone deserves to be happy in their relationship. Each couple we've mentioned here and in top 10 most romantic couples work together to be happy with each other. Even when it's not easy, be compassionate, empathetic, and patient in your relationship. And always remember to compromise and negotiate in order to make the relationship work. And most importantly, the biggest advice I could give for any relationship is... don't be like these two.
One meal taken away for each thing you just said! Don't step like an idiot, bring me tea! You stay quiet, and how dare you step like an idiot instead of bowing before the princess!
Couldn't say it better myself, Robin. Couldn't say it better myself. Oh, that was good.
Thanks again for watching this video. If you wish to keep up to date with Anime America events, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even Tumblr. If you want to support this channel, be sure to click on the notification bell to keep up with our video uploads, as well as liking this video and sharing it on any social media platform you choose. If you wish to support us financially, we have a Patreon page with numerous rewards to fit your budget, as well as sell posters on Storenvy and t-shirts on Teespring. Don't forget to subscribe to Anime America for more awesome reviews and top 10 lists. We also have a sister channel called Pop Spectrum, where we review anything in pop culture. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned to Anime America.
Alright. And that's all I have to say for this video. I will see you all for the top 10 gateway animes from Anime America Blind Reaction. Till next time.